What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets podcast. Today, sitting down with Chris. This is a gentleman that I'm a fan of. This guy is a good-hearted business owner, which I believe the world needs more of. He wants more for his employees. He wants to grow his business. But as I, too, at one point was a victim of individuals taking advantage of my kindness, Chris finds himself in that same position. And what we're doing today is navigating the waters of getting rid of the wrong people in our business. We've all been through it. We're all going to continue to go through it. We're just going to keep getting better at doing it. And I think this was a good one for Chris to help him get out of break even in his business. Tune in. I think you're going to love this one. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets podcast. What is happening, everybody? I'm back with Chris, Pro Edge, New Jersey. What's up, bro?
Not much, man. Just trying to get everything figured out over here.
Love it, man. So tell me, last time we spoke, it's been a little while, man. So tell me what's going on in the business right now. Why'd you call this meeting, man? What can
So,
I help with?
all right. So I mean, I've been in business about 5 years, and I
Okay.
got 5 guys and then myself, so that's six. So, originally I was with a partner up to about a year ago. So then he ended up being all about the money and stuff. So we ended up splitting ways. I ended up keeping the company. He ended up keeping the tools and the band. So I started from scratch, but I kept the guys in the name. So now I'm at the point where I have to do a lot of changes because from the very beginning we kept things as it was from year one. I'm a year 5 now, and I'm trying to
Okay.
expand. So I'm trying to see what I need help with and moving forward.
Well, let's dive into the details, man. First, who's working for you?
All right, so I mean, I have pretty much the same original guys. They've been with me for 4 years.
How many
Um,
guys?
right now, so I got 5 guys, and then I'm on the field every single day, so I'm not out of the brush yet. So with me, it'll be 6.
So you're the sixth guy.
Yeah, so I'm on all
Okay.
my jobs every
So
single
you
day.
guys are. So let me ask you this: are you guys doing 2 jobs at one time?
At the moment, we're not, because of I don't actually have like a second van at the moment. So I'm the only one with the van, and I'm the one that drives into work every day. So I have all the tools with me. I'm eventually gonna expand, and I'm looking to get a second crew going. But the main problem is the guy that I do trust in, like being that management position, he doesn't have an actual license. So
So
that's
I'm trying to understand here. So you have 5 guys and you're working, but you're only doing 1 job at a time?
No, there's times that I do more than 2 jobs, but I'm the one moving around the 2 jobs. It's not like I got one
Okay,
crew. Like right now, I have some guys working, and then I have some guys working at the shop. So,
got
like that. But at the
it. All right, we'll put that on the back. Well, so tell me what your big problem is right now. Just curious.
so my big problem is like getting a second crew going.
Okay.
Some of the guys that I actually trust in getting that position, they're not driving at the moment. So I do want to get a
Okay.
second van and get, I already have the tools for the second crew. But the whole problem is
Well,
about
how are
getting
they
it.
getting to work?
We picked them up. Well, I have a guy that's designated to pick up. So out of the 6 guys, 2 guys don't drive. So those 2 guys get driven from somebody else, like another employee of mine.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question. Why does the crew leader need to have a van?
Well, I was thinking like if I needed to send him on a job, I was gonna send him like in his own personal. So the whole thing was that I don't want to be like on the field at all times. I want to focus myself on the business. So I wanted to
Right.
give him my
Well,
van so he could
sometimes
drive
you
it in.
gotta. I mean, I'll tell you, that's a handicap. I
Okay.
mean, it just prohibits growth. But I'll tell you this. I mean, if the 2 individuals have people driving them, right?
Yes.
And one of those individuals is someone that you want to eventually run another crew, right?
The one without the license. Yeah.
Right. Well, just keep him with the person that drives him everywhere.
Well, the
Because
problem
usually
is
there's
eventually some of the guys are gonna be like leaving the business. So I don't know if that
why are they
because
leaving the business?
they have a big opportunity. They're just waiting. Like a union
With
job, making 6 figures, benefits, stuff like that. So
understood. Okay, and when's that gonna happen?
It could be any time. They've been waiting for 3 years, so it could be this year. I'm not 100%.
That's a
Yeah,
ticking
they're
time
making
bomb.
$60 an hour, so I can't blame them.
Okay,
So
understood. So, I mean, yeah, that's an interesting position to be in, but I mean, the reality of the situation is, you can't build your business around people that don't have a license. You know, it is what it
yeah,
is, and it's prohibiting your growth as a business owner. You're running around all day, dropping tools off. You're the only one with a van. So you're telling me everybody else, all four of the other guys with driver's license, they're all going to the union?
no, they're not. But one of them is retired. He'll be probably retiring this year. He's already like in his 60s. The other guy, he does a lot of side work, so I wouldn't really trust him in the role. He cares more about like himself and what he makes end of the week compared
Okay.
to running a business and making the business greater than what it is. And then
Why is he still on your team?
well, he does good work, and he's been with me for 4 years, and he's never missed work. He comes on time. He does what it is, but he does a lot of side work on the weekends and stuff.
He's just not going to go over and above for the
Yeah, like I'm
company.
pretty much like where he's at, he's stuck at where he's at. So I don't
Okay.
see him taking another role above where he's at. But he's
Okay.
been here for 4 years, so
Okay. Where's your jobs coming from?
I mean a lot of them come from Google. I have a business my profile, and then I also have Eric that does my marketing. But I am
Okay.
working on getting other things involved like Yelp and I have Angie's List, but I don't really use them anymore.
Because, all right, let's slow down and because I need to organize my thoughts here because you got a lot going on. I know why you
Yeah,
came.
yeah, I have a lot of more
So,
questions. Yeah, but
no, yeah,
we'll
well,
get
let's
to it.
break this down, dude, because this is the foundation. I got to figure this out. All right. So, all right, I'm just trying to understand here. So, give me the name of whoever is in charge of the one big crew aside from yourself.
Well, I'm the only one that's in charge.
All right, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting at. So
That's
I've
a
been
problem
working on.
right there.
Yeah, that's I'm
Chris,
gonna have all the
there
roles
is
myself.
absolutely no reason why you should be on these jobs.
Yeah.
I don't know what are you on the jobs for? Do you just are you bored?
No, it's just I feel like my expenses for the business are so high that if I'm not there, um, like pretty much there's a lot of months that my business just breaks even, so it's not very profitable, and I don't want to get to a point where
You know that.
was that
How do you know that?
because I've been in business 5 years and I run the monthly expenses and monthly income and everything like that. Like the business is making over 300K a year, but it's like where my expenses come in, it's like 5 or 6 thousand a month. So
Well,
after
let me
my
wait. What do you mean the business is making? Is that what are your sales for the year?
like probably like 3 to 400 thousand. That's
That's your sale.
yeah.
Well, the business isn't
Yeah, it's not
making
making that.
that,
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, my
selling that.
sales. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So with five guys, I mean, I think you're stretched too thin. If you've been waiting, have you ever ran a company that had two crews going at the same time every day?
Well, that's the thing. So last month I had 9 guys working for me. They were all working for
Okay.
me directly, but we were working on one job at a time, and it wasn't really like because we were doing
You're
bigger
doing
houses, three to
you're
four
doing them
thousand.
too fast. They were getting done too fast,
Yeah,
right?
not yeah that, and then a lot of times I wouldn't have work for some of the guys to do because it would be like they'll come in and I feel bad that I can't just bring half of the crew in, and then you know what I mean. So a lot of times they
I
weren't really
think
doing
the
work. So
mistake you made was hiring these guys before you had work lined up for nine people.
yeah.
I think is it because you wanted to give people opportunities?
Yeah, it
You
was
have a
pretty
good
much that. Some people asked me for the favor and stuff like that.
sure.
So
Well, it sounds like if you just get some things in order, you're gonna have a very successful business. People seem to like working for you. But here's the deal, man, Chris. There's got to be a point in time where you start making some hard decisions, man.
yeah, and that's why I want to see what you got to say, so we could move
Yeah, the
forward.
first
Yeah.
thing is that even though that one guy is like this guy who comes to work every day, which is his responsibility, and you pay him, which you're probably overpaying him, aren't you?
This is the other issue that I have is my guy.
Yes or no? I want a yes or no.
It might be overpaid.
Do you
Yes,
feel like you're overpaying that
it
guy
might
who
be.
who works? Yes or no?
It might. Yes.
Okay. And the reason why is because you're kind of overcompensating because he keeps chirping in your ear about him not making enough money.
Yeah, that's
And you know what
exactly
that
what it is.
does?
Yeah.
I know it is, dude. All right. And you know what that does? It hurts the morale of your culture. Okay.
Okay.
He does his own thing on the jobs, right?
Yep.
He does his own thing. He's not bought into your little system. He's not bought into your little plan. He doesn't really care. He comes in, makes his money, does his work, and goes home. That is not somebody I would want in my business. I don't care how good they are. You can't build a business with people like that, bro.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Are you tough enough to let that person go?
Yes.
Really?
I have to make, because you know what it is
Why? But
I
here's what's
have
going to
to.
happen. You're going to start thinking, right? You're going to start thinking, man, if I let him go, I'm losing someone that's really good. I'm going to probably lose money. It's going to hurt our team, right? But ultimately, man, you just told me that that person only cares about themselves and he's not someone that you would trust to actually go do jobs because you're worried that what? Tell me what you're worried about.
Now, well, the
Come
thing
on,
is, like, a
come on,
lot of the other guys, everybody has
come
like
on, Chris.
their.
What are you worried about, bro?
Well, I'm worried like the jobs aren't gonna get done on time.
You're worried that he's going to sell his own work, is what you're worried about. Be honest with you. Yes?
Probably, yeah.
All right, come on, man. I'm trying to help you. I know I'm not trying to. I just need you to see this and admit it, so we can get rid of people that don't help you grow as a leader. You have a good heart. You want to help people, but you have people that are taking from you. Okay, and I'm that same type of personality, bro. I want to give opportunity. I want to grow. I want to build a culture, and I've had people like that, and there was just a matter of time. Okay, because here's the deal: the person that doesn't drive is probably your best employee,
He
right?
is, and he has
He's
the most
somebody
experience. Like
most
another, yeah.
experienced, somebody that is loyal to you, someone that you tell him to do something, he does it,
Well, I
right?
started him from the ground up, so he came in
From
here
the
with no
ground up.
experience. Yeah.
Let me ask you, why doesn't he have a license?
He's never got it because he came here from another country and he never ended up.
Okay.
I guess his passport and stuff was expired, and he's trying to get the whole appointment set up and all that. So
Was it cost some money for him to do that?
I'm not sure. I asked him, and
Yeah.
I don't think
You
it's about
know,
the money. I think
in
it's
my
more about the
experience,
appointment.
okay, let me ask you a question. How come you're not taking control of that?
I even said, I'll have I said
There's a
I'll
difference between saying it and doing it and saying,
yeah.
hey,
Well, I
man,
told him, I said, if you want, I'll have my guys drive you there, and I'll pay you the full day of work and go get your stuff done. Because even if it's costing me a couple $100, it's a benefit
here's
for
the
me.
deal. It's you got to understand something, man. It's like I think it's one of those things like, hey, man, you're going to do your appointment today. Like it's not a debate type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the
Because
whole thing
you
is,
know,
he told me it was the embassy stuff from his country that they're not giving him the appointment to get his passport.
all right.
And
Well, I mean, dig
and
it,
when it's a
dig
wait,
into.
it's like a 4 month wait or something like that.
Well, get the process going now. If it's worth, that's an investment in your people. That's a people investment. Those are the best types. All right. So you've thought about it. You had the conversation. I'll leave it there. But I'm just saying, it's like your best case scenario is this guy figures out how to drive to a job. I mean, that you can't beat that. That's going to open up doors for you. All right. So we talked about the bad egg who is taking from you. We have the gentleman that is a great crew member that doesn't have a license. Who's the other guy that doesn't have a license? What's he do?
Well, he started from the ground up. He's been only here a couple months, and then I'm
Okay.
teaching him the ropes. He's getting the hang of it. He's not
All right.
as high paid as the other
All right, but
guys.
he's not somebody that's going to run a crew right away, right?
No, because he's not
Okay.
experienced enough yet.
All right.
So,
So I got those two out of the way, and I got the bad guy
and
out of the way.
he
That
lives
leaves
like 2 minutes away from me, if not even less.
so
So,
you can help him out with the
yeah.
ride. All right. So we got three more people. Who's somebody within that group of three that could lead the crew?
Well, my brother's the one that's going away to the union, so he's one of the guys that works for me. He could be one of the guys that could run the crew, but he already has a big job offer, which he wouldn't. It doesn't make sense for him to stay here.
Is the job in stone yet? I mean, does he is
Yeah,
he
yeah,
signed
yeah.
on?
Because yeah, my family got him the job. So
All right. So he's out, and then
the
what
other
about the
guy,
other
he's
two?
gonna retire probably by the summertime or so.
Unless you give him a reason to
Well,
stay.
he's old already. He did his 40 years in service, and he was, yeah, he worked the
That
union
leaves
job,
us,
everything. So
that leaves us one more.
well, I got the five
Oh,
guys.
that's you.
Yeah, I'm the sixth guy.
All right. You're number six, or you don't count. All right, so we
Yeah,
got a retiree. Okay, he's out. You got your brother. He's out. We got the guy who only cares about himself. He's out. That leaves you two people
yeah.
with no license.
Well, one of yeah. So one of them, both of them don't have a license. Yeah. So
Okay.
at the time,
All right. So at least we know where to go from here, right? When you boil it all the way down, right?
yeah.
So what about the other three guys that you brought on board that you had to let go?
Well, they were too far. So they were the drive was too far because they were away from where my job sites are. So they were driving like an hour and a half every single day. And they
Okay.
were also like they're not really like they weren't really like that great at speaking English and stuff. I was
Right.
giving them an opportunity, but
Okay.
when the job started to slow down, I had to let them go first because they were the last ones in.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
got it. Okay, cool. So here's the deal, man. I mean, you are in a position. I mean, it's going to take a little while for this person to get a license. I mean, you're sitting here waiting for everybody's life to turn out the way it needs to turn out, and here you are not even making any money. It
yeah,
requires decision, right? Because here's the deal. That guy right now who you say only cares about himself and you're paying him way too much. And if it were between your business and his side job, he would pick his side job. Okay. He's taking money from the company. I would fire him today so you can at least save the payroll because you don't need 5 guys on a job, including yourself.
yeah,
I mean, I would get rid of him today. I would say, hey, man, it's not working out. Thank you for your time with us. Dude, I know it's hard. Okay. But if you want
yeah.
to,
He's been here for so long and stuff that
I get it, bro. But what does he have to show for it? You literally just told me that he does not care about your company.
nah, he doesn't. I could see it's all about like how much he makes in the end of the week. So like an
Okay.
example, like say if I'm paying them and like say if I'm paying him like 30, because I pay a lot of the guys, I pay them off the books. So that's the other
Okay.
issue that I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have to probably
Big
get,
issue.
yeah. So say if I'm giving him like $800, $900, when he's counting his money, he's like, oh, you threw an extra 100 in there for me. So you could tell from the fact that he only cares about the
I'm
money. Yeah.
grateful. I'm
So
grateful. Okay. And how's that make you feel? Like, damn, I just hustled to get this
yeah,
job,
no, yeah.
and you're just so
It's not a
ungrateful.
good
Like,
feeling.
bro,
So,
it's not a good feeling.
but he
And your
wasn't
business
like
is
that. That's the thing. In the beginning, he wasn't like that. He ended up changing.
all right, but it's like
Yeah,
that, Chris.
it
It's
is
like that
like
now,
that
bro.
now.
Do
So,
not make excuses for this person, bro. I'm telling you, man. Listen, you want to be successful? You want $1 million company,
yeah, for sure.
bro? It's all about the people. It's like you can replace that person. You're not doing freaking architectural skyscrapers. You're painting houses. I'm just being honest. Like if I
Yeah,
were in your business right now, that guy would be gone because you need to save the money. That's $1,000 a week back in your pocket. I guarantee you, bro. Guarantee you that you guys can do the same amount of work in the same time frame without that guy. Too many guys on the job.
yeah.
Too many guys. And if you're doing 2 jobs at once, obviously, I mean, yes, it's going to be a little stretched. But guess what? That at least, bro. Let me ask you this. Just another question. I'm just shooting blanks here. But if you got rid of that person, would everyone else feel better?
Yeah, well, they see it. They see the same thing. They see that he's all about himself. So they brought it up to me.
So leaders got to make the tough decisions, man. Because if you're not listening to your team that are telling you to do something, they lose respect for you because they're the ones working with them. You get to leave and go do your estimates. You get to go do this, and then they got to work with this personality, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, this is something that if anything you get from this meeting today is that that's what you need to do because that's prohibiting your growth. That should be somebody that should be running a crew because of how much they love and care about your business at $1,000 a week. Off the books, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the big
And that's
problem.
something we need to change as well. You're not growing a business off the
Yeah,
books. Sorry, man.
no,
I'm
that's yeah,
sorry, dude. I know it's tough. You're not. You need to get on Gusto. Okay. Link in the description of the pod. But for you, you need to get on Gusto, man. You need to legitimize this thing, dude, or you're not going to grow. You won't get A players. You're going to get people. Listen, that's a nice house you have behind you. Is it an apartment or is it a house?
that's a house. Yeah,
Okay. Do you rent it or do you
no,
buy
it's
it?
my parents'
Did
house, but I have an apartment
Okay.
here. Yeah,
But you have an apartment, right? So do you rent that apartment?
yeah,
The only way to get an apartment is to prove your income, right? And then once you have something that you've earned, like an apartment or a car, what does that mean? You want to keep it.
yeah,
So that means that the thing that helps you keep the things that you actually like gets held in a higher regard, right? That means that if I have a job that's helping me provide and allows me to get an apartment, allows me to get a car, I'm going to actually care more about that job than if I were just getting cash and I can come and go and I have nothing to tie toward the job other than the cash. I mean, it's just one of those things. So here's another uncomfortable topic. Those people that are working for you right now that came from a different country, is it going to be easy for you to get them on the books or is it going to be hard?
that's the question I never brought up. But the whole thing I have is like, if they're making a certain amount, do I have to now raise the price of their income? Because if they're making 25 an
How
hour,
good of a how good of a salesperson are you, honestly? Because here's the deal, man. You have to sell the idea of see you're too far into it. They're used to a certain amount
well,
of
that's the
money.
thing. They're used to the certain amount of money for years. Like they've been always working off the books.
But you have to outline the reasons why they need to pay taxes now and why it's important for their future, right? So in other words, if you're paying someone $25 an hour cash, $1,000 a week, right?
Yeah,
Okay? And then you say, "Hey guys, we're doing payroll now." What does that mean? Well, that means that instead of $1,000 a week, you're gonna get $800 a week. Oh, well, that ain't gonna work for me. Well, here's the deal. Well, because you're getting $800 a week, you're actually going to be paying into your taxes instead of actually owing 10 grand at the end of the year because you paid no taxes. So the reality is that if you want, if you want to excel in society, you need to do this. And I'm looking out for you. Okay. So we're not doing cash anymore. I mean, these are tough things, bro, but I'm be honest, Chris, you created this by not doing it early
Yeah,
on.
I should have. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, that's kind of so it's either you match it, you say, hey, all right, well, now I'm going to give you a raise to make up for it, or you say, hey, we're just going to do it this way, and that's how the business has to operate, bro. Because the health of the business is most important. You're not making any money, bro. Are you paycheck to paycheck?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much, and you're doing over $350,000 a year in sales. Are you
Yeah.
even paying yourself?
Well, that's the thing. I pay myself, but the same money that I'm paying myself, pretty much
How much do
reinvest.
you make? How much do you make a week?
It depends, like 1,200 around
Twelve hundred
there.
bucks a week for
Yeah,
yourself.
but a lot of times there'll be
But
like a
then you
week that
take
I'll.
that money and you pay it toward marketing. You pay
Yeah,
it
a
toward
lot of times I reinvest it, but like when I price a job out, I don't really go based off the margins. I go based off how
right.
much the business needs to make weekly, and then what my guys get paid to get the job done, and then I try to
Okay.
tack a little more on top. But
Sure. Right. So again, man, I think you're overstaffed and you're staffed with the wrong people.
well, eventually I wanted to maybe get another three guys and then split those two crews into four and four if I can.
I would start organically. I would start with here's the thing, you can have six guys, but if they're not the right people, Chris, then it doesn't matter. You still don't have a leader. I mean, you can't be in two places at once. Your brother's leaving, you got a retiree, and you got a guy who could care less about your business, and you have two people with no driver's license.
Yeah.
I mean, this you can't grow with that. There's not. I'm trying to think of every possible angle, and I can't. So I would think that the next move for you is to get rid of somebody that doesn't want to be here and hire someone that does, that wants to be a leader and a manager and someone that can present themselves to a customer. And and there you go. I mean, I think that's the move. You're just someone's holding a spot in your business for someone else that could come in and be grateful and help you grow.
Should I hire on Indeed?
Indeed, I mean that would be my move. Indeed, looking for a project manager for a fast growing, motivated painting business. But you need to get your ducks in a row, man. You need a payroll system. Don't think you're going to find somebody who has standards with that wants to get paid cash. I would never work for you.
Yeah, it's always been like that since day one, and it never got changed. So
That's not security. Your job as an employer is security. That's the trade. The trade is, hey, I give you my time and I give you my effort and my energy and you trade me money, which ultimately means you trade me security. I don't need to worry about you get to make the profit, right? Chris, you get to make the most money, but here's the trade-off. I don't want to worry about where my next paycheck's coming from. I don't want to worry if I don't have work next week. I don't want to worry about that stuff. Your job's to worry about that. That's why you make the most money. But if you're not even doing that, then guess what? You're not doing right by your team. And security means that you have their best interest in mind. 100%.
yeah.
So you dare put out an ad unless you get Gusto set up
So if
and
I
have
get
that
Gusto
conversation.
set up, do I have to? That means I also have to get workers' comp and everything, right, for each
Of
guy.
course it does. Yeah, man, of
I was
course.
just
You
looking
you
at it
want
like I don't know if the business like if the business is breaking even at the moment, would it actually cost me
Chris,
more?
breaking even at the moment because you're overstaffed and you're paying someone way too much.
Okay.
I mean, that's why, bro. I mean, you're very loyal. I think you and I are a lot alike, but there was a time in my life in business where I made the decision to stop letting people walk over me, bro. Because some people just don't care, Chris. To be honest with you, dude. And you got to be tough enough to be like, hey, man, sorry it's not working out, and give them the wake up call they need to be a better person. I'm being honest with you, man, because you will not grow. I'm telling you right now, if you do nothing after this conversation and you stay on your trajectory, you will not grow. You will wind up shutting down your business, or you'll just keep breaking even and killing yourself every week and not seeing any progress. You can't even save any money.
Yeah, makes sense.
Who you sacrificing for, bro? You know, I guarantee you. Guess what? If somebody came up to that guy, let me ask you a question. Be honest, because honesty is gonna help you grow. I don't. You
Yeah,
could. I'll be honest with you. Somebody came up to that guy we're talking about and offered him $2 more an hour to go work for them. Would he take that job?
he might honestly.
He might. And if that's a
Well,
question,
this is the thing. So some like my old partner actually, he told me that he offered him. an extra like dollar or two. And he said he'll bring it up to my face, like, oh, he pays me this amount. But he says that
Oh, geez.
the guy's not busy, so that's why he's not
Yeah,
there.
no kidding. That's why he's not going. He knows what he's getting into. But if
Yeah.
a legitimate company came, battery died. But yeah, man. So listen, man. I know I'm coming a little hard, but that's what you came for, man. So do you have some questions? I don't want to go too far without answering any of your questions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much so the whole thing is I gotta get Gusto, so that's already out of the way, and then I gotta get that guy out of the business, and then hire somebody else. Um,
Just when I make a tough decision, Chris, I'm just like you. This stuff is hard, right? This is someone's livelihood. We start thinking about all that stuff. Okay, but you really got to think like elementary school, pros and cons, bro. Like, I mean, honestly, we got to look at the spread here, right? And it's like, dude, let's talk pros for a second. Pros of letting this person go. In other words, like, what are the benefits, right? Benefit is number one, you get a little less pressure financially. Yes.
yeah,
All right. Number two, you get rid of what I believe to be, and I'm not going to use a weaker word here, a cancerous personality. That's number two. Do you agree with that?
yes,
Okay. Number three, it's going to increase team morale. Yes?
yeah,
Okay. Number four, you're going to be able to actually implement culture, standards, teamwork. Number four, yes? Now that this person's gone?
yeah.
Because ultimately, I feel like you can't even go to your team and tell them to operate in a certain way because you have someone that you know won't listen to you, right?
I mean, he does the work and everything. It's just a couple of things that he'll do, like an example, like say we leave at 5, he kind of wants to like be out of there at 5, even though some other guys are staying there for an extra 10, 15
Thank you.
minutes.
Okay, because he's
But
not bought into the culture, the vision. There's no appreciation there. There's nothing. Okay, right. So number four, number five, that opens up an opportunity for you to bring on someone else that could ultimately be the reason you grow your business. Correct?
yes,
All right, that's number five. So those are five strong reasons. Okay, what are the cons? Let's talk about those. This is the reason why it would actually be bad not to make this decision. Let's talk about it. Number one,
well, one
you
was
tell me.
about like the income for the business. I just want to make
Okay,
sure that the business, by me letting him go, because he does a lot of things like the other guys don't typically do, like the base molding trim, stuff like that. Um,
what do you mean the base molding
like
trim? What does he do?
like semi-gloss and stuff like that. Like he's the guy that
Okay,
mostly handles that type of work. The other guys like
bro,
rolling and cutting and stuff like that. So
come on.
it's just
That's not,
yeah.
you can do that, can't you?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, thank you. All right, so that's he can paint trim. My daughter can paint trim. Number two, I'll be honest. What this will do is it'll kind of stress you out a little bit. You'll be a little stressed because you're going to realize like, hey man, that guy was a producer, right?
Yeah,
Now I got
that's the whole
people underneath.
thing behind it is that he
Right.
was a
And then
producer. Yeah,
guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create a pro from that and say what that's gonna actually do is create some urgency and fire in your butt to actually get moving. Cause that's gonna make you better because you're gonna be like, okay, I don't need to rely on that person. I need to figure out who to bring in to replace that person, right?
yeah,
Because right now you're not motivated to get on Indeed. You already have a team, that I'm just being honest, all right? And then another con is that the guy might be upset, right? He's going to be upset. He's going to, freak out. His ego is going to do a freaking tornado, and that's it, right? So, I mean, to be honest, like, dude, if you look at these pros and cons, you know that the pros are extremely outweigh the cons. You have so much benefit. And this is how you make decisions in business, bro. And they suck. No one's going to be like, yo, Chris, this is the right decision. Even me. I don't know if this is the right decision, but I'm leaning very heavily on this being the right decision. Would you agree?
yes,
So you got to decide that for yourself, man. This is your team. You know these people. You work alongside these people. But from my perspective, based on what you told me, is all I know, is that this is the move.
yeah. That's what. Yeah, it is.
All right. So, I mean, I'm just being honest,
It was
look, man.
the whole reason why I was only thinking about keeping him was because of the production behind him. So it's like if I have a certain amount that I have to hit for the business to break even, I don't know if me
Chris,
letting him
less
go.
labor, more time.
Yeah, I don't know
God
if the
forbid, less
expenses for
labor,
the
more
business
time.
will be covered.
The expenses are going to go down $4,000 a month.
Yeah, the labor. I'm talking about business expenses behind besides the labor, like marketing, everything, marketing, the van, insurance, all of that stuff adding up.
I don't think it'll add up. I think everyone's going to work harder.
Okay.
I think I think honestly, people are going to be more excited to come to work, and and you have a meeting with your team, and you say, "Hey guys, I made a decision because I believe in every one of you here. Do you speak Spanish?"
Yeah.
Bro, I love that, man. Bilingual, you can communicate effectively in both directions and say, "Listen, we're going to grow this thing. I'll make sure you guys have job security. You're a part of something now. This is my thing now. I don't got that partner. Get rid of it." Then you just run into a partner who just cared about the cash,
Well,
just
a
how much
year
you
ago,
made.
so he started up the business with me.
I
So
bet he hired the guy that we're talking about.
no, well, he brought him in a couple jobs to, like, I guess, give him a hand on the weekend and
He
stuff.
brought it. He
Yeah,
found them and brought him in. Yes.
yeah. Well, he
Oh,
needed
that's
the
it.
help, so he asked me. There's
Yeah. Well,
times
he
that he
needs to
asked.
send. You need to send that guy back to the guy he came with, because that's not you, bro.
Yeah, because the last partner I had, he told me like he was making a certain amount, but he said, "Listen, I need to make an extra 500 a week," and I told him it's
No,
not there. We don't have
no,
the crews for that.
here's the deal, man. There is absolutely nothing wrong with people wanting to make more money. Okay. But I'll tell you what, man, people need to understand their role and the job they signed up for. There's only a certain amount you can make unless you make yourself what? More valuable and you do more, right? And you create a role for yourself. You know, that guy could honestly be making way more money if he was a team player, right? And he said, "Hey, Chris, I want to lead your next crew." That wouldn't he make more money?
Yeah, he would.
Okay, but he's so self-centered in his own ways and isn't even seeing the potential opportunity in front of him to where his boss needs to come on and talk about how do I find a leader for my team when he could have taken that position.
I would have
Could
given
have.
it to him if he wasn't the way he was, but
Trust him.
I wouldn't trust him in that position. So
You can't trust him. So
yeah,
why would you have someone in your house you can't trust,
yeah,
bro? What does he bring to the table besides the fact he can paint trim?
not much.
Not
And
much, dude.
he's a producer, but he works good. But
Get him out.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Go on. Any other questions?
No, so source of traffic, like, I guess because right now my leads have came down a bit. I stopped using Angie's List. I'm using marketing from Facebook, and I'm doing Google My Business. That's pretty much all I have. I don't know if it's worth me upping the marketing.
It's always worth you upping the marketing. It's
Because I'm
never.
always scared of me like upping it another 1,000 or two a month, and then me not producing enough to cover those expenses, and then I end up going into debt.
What does that create for you, Chris?
It creates more income, more leads. I
No,
mean,
no. If you have more jobs and you know what to do with, what does that create for you? Urgency.
yeah,
That means you're going to be more interested in getting that second crew up. To be honest with you, man, you need a second crew in this business. I mean, there's only so much you can produce with one crew. That one crew that you have going on right now is responsible for all the overhead.
yeah. That's where it's tough right now.
That's our problem. That's our big problem right now is that crew is responsible for all of our overhead. So you need two crews to be able to be like, okay, well, now the costs of marketing, all the tools and equipment, now it gets split into two and it's less pressure and there's more income. It makes more sense. So you need to get to two crews as quickly as possible, but you need to make sure it's with the right people, bro.
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
issue I had is me starting another crew and me not being there. I just want to make sure that even if I put SOPs in place, that the job is getting done the way I need it to get done. Because I
I
have
think
a
in the
certain
beginning,
standard.
right? But in the beginning, Chris, you're going to be there a lot. Bro, it's your baby, right? So you're always going to be there. You're going to be checking in probably first day, end of day. You'll make sure it's done right. Don't worry about that. Again, this is the right people in place that follow instructions, that buy into the vision, buy into the culture. You need people like that, bro. You got to have. How many people have you fired? I'm just curious.
This past year, probably like 7 or 8.
Fired. I'm talking. You can't work with me anymore. Not let go because there wasn't work, but
No,
actually
no,
like
yeah, that's
fired.
what I'm saying. I actually hired like probably like 8 or 9 last year,
Okay.
and those 8 or 9 got fired after like
Cool.
2 months, 3 months. They're not working out.
Got
So,
it. Got it. Why didn't they work out? What was just
uh,
gen-
it was, I guess their production wasn't there. They weren't
poor
the
quality?
quality. They always wanted to go based off where they came from, and I told them things
Okay.
don't work out the same way here. So
Sure. Okay.
stuff like that.
Have you ever fired someone that was a great worker but poor personality?
Yeah, there was a couple like that and the other guys didn't like them either, stuff like that. So I mean, they
Right.
worked
Right.
good, but
They were
yeah,
good, but they just did right.
the
So
guys didn't like being around them for a certain reason.
those are the hard right. Those are the hardest ones. And I'm just saying, bro, like once you do that, there's always this breath of fresh air. Right? It is, bro. I'm just saying, man, I think that's your pivot. That's your pivot. And then from there, you're going to have more money to spend on marketing, spend it on the marketing, and then grow your business. I mean, but you need to find a leader. You need to get Gusto up, get your workers' comp going, and then put out an ad for a crew leader. Somebody that has a valid driver's license, understands painting, doesn't need to be the best painter, just somebody that you can trust to represent the company on the job that wants to learn and grow.
So definitely get up get a second van as well, right?
Or a trailer. If they have a truck, you can always get a trailer.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, man, 2 crews should be hitting about 600,000.
Yeah, that's where I need to be at. Yeah, so I mean, I get a lot of work. Like I work a lot. Like I got a good business page and everything. But I mean, it slowed down really, like for this month.
I would get back on Angie leads,
Okay. Yeah, for
diversify.
some reason the leads over here is expensive. 140, $150 a lead.
Yeah, it's because people keep dropping off. They don't have as many clients as they used to
Okay.
because everyone hates them. But whatever, I'll pay more. I'll be the only one people get quotes from. I don't care. I mean, yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's way more, but you can do the smaller jobs. Set a budget, set a budget. So listen, man, I think we should come back again. I want to see you next month, bro. Come back for another visit.
Yeah, for sure. We'll set
Come back,
something
man.
up.
Let's talk about it. Really, honestly, man, I really like you, Chris. I think you got a great company, great vision. Get the wrong people out of the way, man. Build your business.
Now, do you recommend like, because I know you're always saying that, you should stick to one thing, because I also do cabinets and popcorn ceilings.
Whatever you can get your hands on right now, I think
Yeah,
in your specific scenario, just to get to 2 crews and then level it out. Okay. You don't want to be stressing about finding work when you're trying to build a second crew. And of course, I'm going to say niche down, all those jobs create stress, hard to systemize. I would just, again, the goal for you right now is to get 2 jobs going, however you got to do it, even if it's messy, just so you can feel what it's like to schedule 2 crews, to create 2 managers. I will say one thing that we missed that I want to hit on. You need to identify a leader of the current crew. You need to really identify that role.
okay. I'm actually have a talk with him and see what we
I'm
could do.
talking,
Yeah.
hey, just so you are now the crew leader and manager. I'm going to teach you how to do this. Whether, that needs to happen. You need a manager of the first crew before you do the second crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, make sure you do that first.
All right. Now for like once I start the second crew, where do you think I should I just stick with Angie's List for the extra expenses on the
Bro, I
marketing?
don't care where you get your leads from, bro. You need leads. Don't worry about it. Just spend it on whatever's working. Don't overthink it. Just try it. If it doesn't work, try something else.
Perfect.
I mean, honestly, you just need people to sell jobs to, bro. Don't overthink that either. Who it comes from or where. If Angie provides you good leads, use them. If Amazon, I always say that.
Do you recommend
Walmart.
like when I use Dripjobs, do you recommend me using an iPad for the estimate? Because I use it on paper
Yeah,
all the time.
I love paper. Use paper and then put it in Dripjobs when you're done. Paper, helps. If you like doing it on the iPad, you can build it on your phone. But there's not. If you have a paper that works, write it. That's only if you're selling on the spot. Build it
Yeah.
on paper. Try to close the job and then upload it all in the Dripjobs. You can do all that. You can upload the PDF right to it or a picture and just have the proposal in there, and then this way everything flows and the team knows the scope and all that stuff. But whatever's working, use it.
Makes
Keep me
sense. Yeah.
updated, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Please.
We'll give it like a month and see how it goes.
Yeah, be bold, man. Business sucks, man, sometimes, but it does. It's hard, but hey, your business is more important right now. You know, can't have you breaking even, bro. That's not
Yeah, that's my
acceptable.
whole issue. That's why I'm working. I'm working constantly with my guys. So I don't. I'm trying to get away
Well,
from it, but like
you
I
need
really
to get
can't.
away from the job, get rid of the guy, get away from the job, put someone in charge who's not leaving next month, and then start working on the business.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
All right, bro. God bless. Thank you. Amen. Hey, thanks so much for checking out the Contractor Secrets podcast. Stick around. I am going to drop in a short testimonial that one of our awesome heavy hitters in Dripjobs had agreed to give out for us. So if you want to hear a little bit about how Dripjobs is helping contractors, stick around for the end of this episode and you can listen in. What's up, everyone? I'm here with my good friend Danny V, Atlanta. Him and I shared some good time at the PCA Expo, but we've been friends before that. He actually came on a business breakthrough at one point in time. We went over sales and some other good things. He is a very, very professional at this point, Dripjobs user. You've been using it now for about 6-7 months. And you've agreed to do this little spotlight. And this is really just to showcase, what it is. Really, it's a direct help for me so I can continue to, get Dripjobs as many people's hands as possible, bro. So tell me, before you signed up, man, what was the apprehension? And did Dripjobs exceed your expectations?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, man. I didn't have any type of system, any type of software, so I had no idea what to expect, to be honest with you. And I was just like, hey, when I read about it, when I heard you talking about it, through podcast or through the group, on Facebook, I was just like, maybe I need to give it a try. Let me try to see what it's all about and if it's worth my investment. So I just kind of took that leap, man, and I was like, let's go, let's do it.
Now, in retrospect, that was a good question. But now, when you look back, and what's going on now, would you say that it's been worth the investment?
Oh man, it's absolutely, man. I mean, without a doubt, like I always say, it totally changed the way it changed my life, the business, and the way I do things. The face of the company, looks more professional, keeping everything in, structured, organization,
Yeah.
and so, just so, it's a friendly user, man. It's easy to use once you get the hang of it. And after that is,
Cake.
it's just easy. Yeah, man, it's cake, man. So,
Yeah.
so I'm enjoying it, man. And I mean, there's so much I can say, man. I definitely encourage people to really invest in it, man. It's a really, really good investment for your business.
Let me ask you this: has it helped you sell more jobs?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Now,
So there's a few things that I learned. I catch a few things from you as well. So before I got Dripjobs, I was doing quotes when I got home after a long day of work. And now I don't leave the homeowner's house
there you
with
go.
without me finishing that quote and presenting it to them and potentially selling it. So now I don't come home
I love
looking
that.
into doing quotes. So I would say that was one of my biggest things. And man, it dreaded on me. I'm like, man, I gotta go home and do these quotes. Now it's just like I enjoy doing quotes on the spot. I got Dripjobs, you know what I mean? It's gonna take me 15, 20 minutes, do this quote and let's sell it. And I
And
don't
the
have to worry about it.
customers love that, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. They're like,
Even if
oh
it's a high price, but they just love the idea. Like when you tell them, like, "Oh, I'm gonna go in the car and work up your quote for you," they're like, "Really?"
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They were like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I'll be right back. I'm just getting in my truck, work the quote out. We're going to discuss it. And I've been able to get more jobs, definitely selling
100%.
them on the spot.
100%. It's gonna happen. So we wanted to make it. So do you have people? Are you using it on the iPad when you do it?
So I always carry, for some reason, I always carry my Mac to do to
That's
do
good.
it while I'm doing it in my truck, and then I take my iPad with me and have them sign on there
Love that.
and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I use
That's
both
good.
of them.
That's
Yeah,
good, man. So
yeah.
last part of this, man, dude, thank you first for showcasing the value. But if somebody's listening to this and they're like, man, I just, I can't see paying $147 a month for software, right? Like to the average consumer in comparison to like Joist, which is like cheap as dirt, and some of the other things. What would you say to that person about the 147?
Man, if to look at it from my perspective, I would be like, hey, man, look at 147 divided by how many jobs you get in the month. And before you know it, it's just like, okay, $10. This goes $10 towards Dripjobs. And before you know it, I mean, it's paid within the month. And I mean, literally, or if you want to count one job, you can pay with one job, you can pay Dripjobs. To be
Well,
honest with you.
honestly, if it's a good size job, you could pay for Dripjobs for 3 years.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
know, if Dripjobs picked up a job that you wouldn't have otherwise gotten through maybe an automated message that went out 2-3 weeks later. There's so much here, man. But Danny, dude, this is great. I think somebody listening to this probably got some value. You're the man, as always, one of our biggest Dripjobs fans. And
Thanks,
good
man.
friend, dude. I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, anytime, man. I mean,
Uh,
I